Hey, health folks. Welcome to the last lesson of 2016 for health class. Doesn't mean that we're not going to have one in 2017, but it's not going to be until the first week of January. Okay, so let's make sure that we are staying focused till the end. We still have another about 8 days before break, 7, 8 days before break, somewhere around there. Okay, so that means that we still have a week's worth of work to do. We still have stuff that's due today that I want you to get done and turned in. And if you are caught up in this class and all your other classes, you need to take a break. You need to relax, take a break over vacation time, and be with your family, be with your friends. Just relax a little bit, okay? You deserve this break. If you're behind in any of your classes, I would love you to reach out to each one of your teachers, okay, and see what you can still do in order to get passing. Remember, you guys are in high school now, so every credit you're taking counts towards your graduation. So you need these credits. So please, please take the time to get these credits that you need and be passing your classes. Now, if you're not passing this class, I'm going to personally send out an individualized plan for you that will help you to get passing this class. I'm still accepting late work from units 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, so you can still get any late work in from those units. If you want to do unit 3, you need to email me. Okay, so if you haven't done work from unit 3, email me and ask me for a plan for unit 3. But when I'm setting up a plan for you, if you're not passing, it's going to be from units 4, 5, and 6, okay? And then, of course, I want you to work on unit 7 work. We're in the second lesson of our 3 lessons in unit 7, okay? So we have a touchy subject today to talk about. We're going to be talking about reproductive system, the different parts of the reproductive systems in both male and female. We're going to talk about pregnancy and the stages of pregnancy. Okay, so guys, just because pregnancy you think doesn't pertain to you doesn't mean that you can ignore information about pregnancy. Okay, so kind of without you, pregnancy wouldn't occur. Okay, or a woman would not be pregnant. Okay, but that's stuff that doesn't need to occur now. All right, so as always, I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you for being in my class this past semester. Thank you for the hard work that most of you have been putting in. And so yeah, here we go. So today's objectives are you can name or label, you could more like name and label the male and female reproductive parts and understand how reproduction happens. And you can also explain the main functions of the male and female reproductive systems. Okay, I can explain how babies are created. Pretty simple. I can understand the stages of birth. Okay, so there are different stages. There's different trimesters, and then there's different labor stages that a woman goes through before the baby's actually born. So the purpose of the reproductive system, whether it's male or female, is to basically reproduce. Okay, reproduction is a process by which organisms make more organisms like themselves. Okay, but even though the reproductive system is essential to keeping a species alive, unlike other body systems, it's not essential to keeping an individual alive. Like you can live without your reproductive organs. I don't have any of my female reproductive organs, and I'm still alive. So. In the human reproductive process, 2 kinds of sex cells or gametes are involved. The male gamete or sperm and the female gamete, the egg or the ovum. Okay, these meet in the female reproductive system to form a baby, or twins, or triplets, or quadruplets, quintuplets, sextuplets. Okay, whew, that would be a lot of kids. Did you know that everything about you, including like how tall you are, the color of your eyes and the color of your skin, as well as like what kind of hair follicles you'll have, is determined at the time of fertilization. So when that sperm meets that egg cell, okay, all that genetic makeup is already predetermined. Okay, pretty crazy. So your first discussion question is going to be able to list the female reproductive parts. Don't worry, they're in the PowerPoint on the next slide. Okay, so and then once you've listed those main female reproductive parts, you're going to explain the main function of the female reproductive system. Okay, don't worry, that's in the PowerPoint and the lesson as well. So if you want to read over, I think it's 7.06 through 7.0, 7.05 to 7.08. Yeah, 7.05 to 7.08. There you'll read about reproductive and pregnancy, okay, as well. A little bit more in depth, maybe, than what I put in the PowerPoint, okay. So the female reproductive organs, one's the vulva. It's the external part of the female reproductive organs. The vagina collects sperm during intercourse and serves as the birth canal for the baby. You have the labia, the two pairs of skin flaps that surround the vaginal opening. The urethra between the labia. It is the canal that carries urine from the bladder to the outside of the body. The uterus houses and nourishes the growing embryo. The vagina leads to the uterus. The fallopian tubes at the upper corners of the uterus. Each tube is about as wide as spaghetti and guides the egg to the uterus. Ovaries, two oval-shaped organs that are connected to the fallopian tubes. They produce, store, and release eggs. So I'll try to show you this picture here, but if you go over and read, then you will be able to see. Okay, so there's everything basically that we talked about. Okay, so but it's in the PowerPoint. You can look at that so you understand the parts of the female reproductive system and where they're at. Okay, great picture right there, huh? All right, my case is coming off. Okay, so now the main function of the female reproductive system. There's 5 major biological functions. 1 is create supply of eggs. 2, receiving sperm from the male. 3, fertilizing the egg. 4, developing the embryo. And 5, delivering the baby. So, huge miracle. Okay, female reproductive system creates a miracle, basically. Okay, in a nutshell, which was you, and me, and everybody else watching this video and in the world. Okay, puberty. Now, moving into puberty for girls, this is the period of time when you move into an adulthood. Okay, you're not an adult yet, but you're moving into adulthood. Okay, many physical changes are going to occur, and emotional changes are going to occur. So you could be like on this roller coaster ride of going up and down. Okay, and it's due to these hormones that are being released in your body. And it can start anywhere from the ages of 8 through 13, 14. I know I didn't start my period until I was 14-ish, 9th grade. So yeah. At the time, you may notice a growth spurt in height, okay, and in breast size. You'll also start to see pubic hair growth, as well as underarms, hair under the underarms. Another fun thing that happens is your period, your menstrual cycle begins. Okay, this is different for girls as to when you're going to start. Okay, like puberty, it all starts at different times. Okay, hormones such as estrogen, progesterone, follicle stimulating hormone (FSH), luteinizing hormone (LH), and the gonadotropin releasing hormone GnRH. Kick in, causing all these changes that occur to you. Estrogen stimulates the uterine cycle. It's part of the menstrual cycle and it regulates the other hormones listed, the LSH and the follicle stimulating and the gonadotropin. Okay. It promotes secondary sexual characteristics such as body hair growth, okay, muscle growth, and changes in your voice. Then there's progesterone, stimulates the uterine cycle and regulates follicle stimulating, LH, and GnRH. FSH, the follicle stimulating, stimulates follicle growth and the production of estrogen and progesterone. The luteinizing hormone causes follicles to release their eggs. So now this is why you can become pregnant, is because eggs are being released because of your menstrual cycle. Okay, so for fertilization, it stimulates the production of estrogen and progesterone. And then the gonadotropin-releasing hormone stimulates the production of luteinizing and follicle stimulating. So all these hormones are going on in your body, and it's causing you emotional roller coaster. It's causing you to be able to be pregnant now. It's causing growth of hair, okay, and maybe voice changes and a growth spurt yourself, okay. So a lot of changes going on with puberty. The male reproductive system, so your discussion question here is going to be list the male reproductive parts, and then you are going to tell me the main function of the male reproductive system. So the male parts are the testicles or testes. They produce and store millions of teeny sperm, like millions. Okay, alongside the testicle are the epididymis and the vas deferens, which make up the duct system of the male reproductive organs. The vas deferens is a muscular tube that passes upward alongside the testicles and transports semen. The epididymis is a set of coiled tubes that connects the vas deferens and brings sperm cells to maturity. Okay. The scrotum is a pouch sac that holds the testicles and helps regulate the temperature of the testicles. Okay. The prostate gland produces some of the parts of the semen. Urethra is the channel that carries semen and urine to the outside of the body, and the penis is the male sex organ. Semen and urine are both released through this area. Okay, so picture of the male reproductive system. Not as thorough as the female. There you go. Okay. I know it's a little blurry, but when you see it in the PowerPoint, you can see it in the PowerPoint. Okay. The main function of the male reproductive system, the primary job is to produce sperm and deliver it to the female for the ultimate purpose of creating the miracle, the baby. Specifically, there are three functions. Create and mature sperm cells, secrete a fluid called semen in which sperm cells travel, and transfer semen and sperm to the female through intercourse. Okay? So there you go. Male puberty. So again, hormones are being released during male puberty. This is the time when you will have a growth spurt, muscles will get bigger, your voice will get deeper, you start getting facial hair, pubic hair, underarm hair, a lot of growth of hair. And then the first sign of puberty is when the testes grow. They have two main functions to produce testosterone and sperm. Okay, and so with that release of the testosterone hormone, which is a hormone that males have, that's when your voice changes, you get bigger muscles, and hair starts to grow, okay? You start to become taller and will grow until you're about 18 years old. Your hormones, you have three the same, and then you have testosterone. Okay, so men, you have testosterone, promotes maturation of the testes and secondary sexual characteristics. Testosterone is a hormone that has a wide range of effects in the body, such as the muscle growth, the hair, everywhere, okay, and the deepening of the voice. And then you also have the FSH, the follicle stimulating, the luteinizing hormone, and the gonadotropin releasing hormone, okay? And they do basically those things kind of similar to the same thing as the female, just for different hormones, okay? So that's a little bit on the male and female reproductive systems, the parts, the organs that are important, and the functions of both of the reproductive systems. Now we're going to move into pregnancy. So this is when intercourse has happened. The sperm cell has met the egg cell, and boom, a baby is on its way to being born. Okay. Pregnancy lasts 40 weeks. Okay, we all should know that, or about 9 months. Exact due date is different. Usually if it's your first kid, you're either late or early. Okay. And so if some babies are born way before, that's called preemies, premature. They're usually have to stay in the hospital for a little bit while longer. You can have natural birth. You can have cesarean. Cesarean is when they cut the lady open in the abdominal area and they pull the baby out that way. Natural birth is when the baby comes through the vagina. Okay. There are 3 trimesters for pregnancy. 3. So the first one is 0 to 12 weeks. So for conception to 12 weeks. Okay. First 3 months. And then trimester 2 is weeks 13 through 26, and trimester 3 is weeks 27 till birth. Okay. Fertilization and babies. So your questions, you're going to have some questions here, 4 discussion questions on this one page. So make sure that you get them all. You're probably going to need to use the lesson for this, 7.08 part 1 and 2. Okay, 7.08 part 1 and 2. I'll put that in your, let me write this in here. Okay, so make sure that you're using those in order to help you with these questions. All right, the first question is, how do fraternal twins happen? Next is, how do identical twins happen? Okay. You might know this, especially if you're a twin, you'll know. Okay. And then the other two discussion questions, there's fertilization occurs when. Okay, so you need to know that. And then after about how many weeks of development does an embryo become an actual fetus? Okay, so I wrote that in there to use lesson 7.08 part 1 and 2 in order to help you with this, because you may not see the answers in here. Okay, all right. And I want you to read some of the lesson because there's some important stuff in there too that I wasn't able to probably put in the PowerPoint because it'd be a lot of information. There are 3 stages to birth. Okay, the first stage is when dilation occurs. The cervix thins out and gradually stretches open to 10 centimeters. That's when birth starts to happen, is when a woman is dilated to 10 centimeters, okay, which is about the size of a bagel, in order to allow the baby's head to pass through into the vagina. Here the woman's contractions are very, very intense. I'm not sure the pain. I've never had them, but according to women, it's not fun at all that I've talked to. They not only cause pain and discomfort, but they can cause women to have chills, become irritable, and vomit. This is the time when the epidural would be given for pain. The second stage is the delivery. Okay, the baby is born after a series of pushes. Okay, and then sometimes an episiotomy, a procedure in which the skin around the labia and anus is cut before birth, since it can tear during birth. Okay, so there's a little portion there that gets cut in order to help with the delivery of the baby, especially if the woman isn't able to push that baby through. Okay. Third stage, the afterbirth. This is when the placenta and the umbilical cord are delivered. So you cut the umbilical cord, and usually the placenta comes right after that. Okay, and the placenta is where the baby feeds from. So we'll talk about that. So before the expulsion of the placenta during the afterbirth, the umbilical cord is cut. Okay, at the baby's abdomen. And then for every woman, the delivery is different. Some experience more pain than others. Some babies come quickly. Some take hours. I know my brother was 13 hours labor. My brother was born 13 hours. It took my mom 13 hours of labor there for my brother and 3 hours for me. Okay, so second birth was a little bit different. I came out quicker. I wanted out. Get me out. In the womb, the fetus is connected by the umbilical cord to the placenta, a mass of blood vessels and other tissues that grow in the uterus during pregnancy to provide the nutrients and oxygen to the fetus. Okay, so if you're smoking and drinking, you're providing those types of nutrients to your baby. Okay, so remember when you are pregnant to not smoke or drink, because it goes directly to the baby, because whatever you eat, the baby eats. So you got to think about those things. Okay, you don't want baby to be born of addiction, okay, or be born with some sort of medical problem due to drinking or smoking during pregnancy. All right, so basically that's it. And so the wrap up today's topic is awesome because it's a miracle. Having a baby, being able to conceive is a miracle. And babies are miracles, and you were once a baby, so which means you're a miracle. Okay, so I think we should all appreciate our moms for going through the pain that they did to bring you into this world. Okay, and because you are a miracle and are a living, breathing being, make the most of it. Be a good person. Okay, appreciate all that you have in this life. Do good for yourself and do good for others. Keep working hard through all the distractions that you may have in life. We all have distractions. You're not the only one. Okay, life isn't easy. I'll be the first to say that it's not easy, and even for me, things get really tough. So it's how we face those obstacles in our life and those challenges in our life that make us tough and help us to be better every day. So your weekly goal this week, don't forget this, many people forget this, is to write 3 things that you're happy, write down 3 things that you're happy with in this life or that you're thankful for. Okay, so I want 3 things that you're happy with in this life or very thankful for, and tell me what you wrote down. Okay, that's it. This is it, 2016. We are just about done. We're a couple weeks away from ending 2016 and starting into 2017. I hope that you guys all have a happy holiday, a safe new year. If I don't see you during this week, just stay safe, have fun, relax, unless you're behind. Okay. We do have holidays this Thursday. You're invited. If you are a morning session person, come Thursday in the morning. If you're an afternoon session person, come Thursday afternoon. There'll be games, there'll be food, there'll be raffle tickets. Okay, we hope to see you guys all there. You definitely are invited. But other than that, if we don't see you, happy holidays. Have a safe travels if you're traveling, all that good stuff. Bye, guys. See you in 2017.